The first thing I noticed was the whistle. It drifted through the trees somewhere ahead of me, thin and uneven, like someone trying to copy a bird and getting it wrong. I stopped walking the second I heard it. The woods around me went still at the same time, so still that I could hear my own breathing inside my hood. I had been lost for maybe an hour by then. At least I think it was an hour. My phone had died just after sunset, and once the light started fading, time stopped feeling real. Every direction looked the same. Wet trunks, black branches, mud under my shoes. The kind of silence that presses against your ears until you start inventing sounds just to fill it. Then the whistle came again, closer this time. I turned in a full circle, trying to find where it had come from, but all I could see were trees packed tight together. Their trunks looked too straight in the dark, like they had shifted while I wasn't looking. The path I thought I had been following was gone. There was only a patch of flattened leaves behind me and shadow in every other direction. I called out, mostly because staying quiet felt worse. Hello? No answer. Just that same whistle, now to my left. I started walking faster. I told myself it was another hiker, a hunter, some idiot messing around in the woods after dark. But that idea died the moment I saw the light. It was yellow, barely visible through the trees ahead. Not moving like a flashlight. Steady. Fixed in one place. A cabin. I swear I felt relief sharp. It almost hurt. My legs were shaking from the cold and from walking in circles. My jacket was damp. My throat felt raw. Seeing that light in the middle of all that dark was like seeing proof that I was still in the real world. But as I got closer, something about it felt wrong. No car, no smoke from the chimney, no voices, one glowing window, and that whistle cutting through the trees behind me, as if whatever made it wanted me to keep going until I reached the door. The cabin stood in a small clearing where the trees had been cut back years ago and left to rot. Moss climbed the steps. The wood siding had gone black with rain, and the roof dipped enough to make the whole place look tired. One light shone through the front window. That was it. The glass was dirty, but I could still make out a table and a lamp inside. No movement, no shadows. The silence around that place felt worse than the silence in the woods. Out there, I could blame the dark. Here it felt like the cabin itself was holding its breath. I knocked once. Nothing. I tried the knob, expecting it to be locked. Turned. The smell hit me first. Damp wood, old smoke, and something sour underneath it. Faint but wrong. The air inside was warmer than outside, but not by much. Felt stale, like nobody had opened a window in years. I stepped in and shut the door fast, mostly because I did not want to hear that whistle again. The room was small. A table, 2 chairs, a rusted stove, shelves with dusty jars against one wall. A narrow hallway led deeper into the cabin, and a staircase beside it vanished into the dark upper floor. The lamp on the table was the only reason the room looked lived in at all. Then I saw the footprints. Mud, fresh. They came from the front door, crossed the room, and stopped at the hallway. There were no prints leading back. I stared at them, trying to make them make sense. Maybe the owner had gone to another room. Maybe I was standing in a stranger's house with panic in my throat. I called out again. No answer. I wanted to leave. Every part of me wanted to step back outside and keep walking, even if it meant freezing in the woods. But the darkness beyond the windows had thickened while I was standing there. The trees pressed close to the glass like they were listening. Then I noticed a coat hanging by the door. Rain still dripping from the sleeve. Someone had come in only minutes before me. I had seen nobody out there at all. I should have walked straight back out. Instead, I told myself I would search, find whoever owned the place, and ask for help. That sounded reasonable in my head. Sounds stupid now. The hallway was narrow and dark. My shoes left wet marks on the floorboards as I moved. There were 3 doors. The first opened into a pantry with empty shelves and a stack of moldy cans. The second was a tiny washroom with a cracked mirror and a sink stained brown around the drain. The third door was locked. I stood there with my hand on the knob, listening. Nothing. Then came the whistle. Not outside this time. Above me, it slipped down through the ceiling from the second floor, thin and uneven, ending in a wet little gasp that made every hair on my arms lift. I backed away from the locked door and looked toward the staircase. The upper hall was dark, but I could feel it there, hanging over me. That was when the lamp on the table went out. The whole cabin dropped into blackness. For a second, I froze so hard it felt like my body had turned to wood. Then I heard something move upstairs. Slow footsteps. One, then another. Not coming down, just pacing from one side of the floor to the other. I grabbed my dead phone from my pocket anyway, forgetting it would give me nothing. I pressed the button on instinct. The screen flickered once and stayed on at 1%. The wallpaper was gone. In its place was a photo I had never taken. It showed me standing in the clearing outside the cabin, head bent, hands in my pockets, looking at the front door. The picture had been taken from the upstairs window. My stomach dropped so hard I thought I would throw up. I looked at the timestamp in the corner. It was from 3 minutes earlier. The footsteps above me stopped. Then something heavy struck the locked door at the end of the hallway from the other side. Once, twice, the frame shook. A voice whispered through the wood, "You should not have come back." Knew I was there. I ran for the front door. I did not even think about it. The voice through that locked door broke something in me, and all I wanted was out. I made it halfway across the room before the door slammed shut on its own. The sound cracked through the cabin like a gunshot. I grabbed the knob and pulled hard enough to hurt my shoulder. It would not move. The wood around the frame shuddered once, as if someone on the other side had leaned their full weight against it. Behind me, the slow footsteps began descending the stairs. Step, step, step. I turned around. I could smell the stairs before I saw him. At first, I saw only darkness. Then my phone screen lit the stair rail in blue and caught the shape of a bare foot on the second step from the bottom. The skin looked gray, almost soft from moisture. Another foot followed. Then a hand sliding along the wall, leaving a dark smear behind it. The thing coming down those stairs had once been a man. I knew that before I saw his face. He wore a flannel jacket soaked black at the chest. His neck leaned too far to one side. Long wet hair clung to his cheeks. When he lifted his head, I saw a mouth stretched wide in a smile that showed gums but no teeth at all, just darkness packed inside. His eyes were the worst part. One hung half shut. The other looked straight at me like it knew me. The whistle came from him now. He did it without moving his lips, a thin note slipping out from somewhere deep in that hollow mouth. I stumbled backward until my legs hit the table. The lamp toppled and shattered. Oil spread over the floorboards, and the smell of it mixed with the rotten smell coming off him. He kept coming. Not fast, slow enough to let me understand that he did not need to hurry. When he was close enough for me to hear liquid moving in his chest, he tilted his head farther and whispered, almost gently, "I waited in here for you." Then the locked door in the hallway burst open behind him. Something else started crawling out. I do not remember how I got out. That part of the night feels torn up in my head. I remember shoving the table over. I remember glass breaking under my boots. I remember the front door giving way so hard that I fell into the mud outside. Then I was running again, branches whipping my face, lungs burning, the whistle following behind me through the trees. I made it to a road just before dawn. A driver found me there and called for help. By the time the ranger station took my statement, I could barely get the words out in order. I told them about the cabin, the light, the footprints, the thing on the stairs, the other thing coming through the locked door. They searched the woods that afternoon. They found no cabin, not even ruins. The ranger said there had been an old hunting lodge in that part of the forest years ago, but it burned down in the late 90s. He showed me the report to calm me down. 3 people had died in the fire, a man, his wife, and their son. The family name was mine. I told him that had to be a mistake. My parents never took me there. We had never owned a cabin. My father hated the woods. My mother never liked camping. That is what I said while he watched my face. Then he asked why my emergency contact form listed both parents as deceased. I said because they were. He turned the report around. The son had survived the fire, 6 years old, missing for 9 hours before search teams found him walking alone on the highway at dawn. According to the report, the child kept repeating the same sentence and would not answer to his own name. I already knew the sentence before I read it. I found the cabin. I have no memory of any fire, no memory of living there. But after that day, my dreams changed. I keep seeing that upstairs window from outside, looking at a boy standing behind the glass. He is crying, and every time I wake up, I can hear that whistle moving through the trees, trying to lead me back to the place I escaped twice. The worst part is this. Sometimes, just before I wake up, the boy in the window smiles first.